Hip-hop, like any other good story in the world, needs to be documented. The ever-so-changing landscape needs someone just as witty and quick to stay adjacent to it. My guest today has been covering the rap world from top to bottom, front to back, and side to side in his very own way. He built his platform from the ground up, starting with just a few hundred followers to now amassing close to 20,000. He's someone I consider a true friend, that's more like a brother. Hip-hop journalist extraordinaire, Jonny Fastlane. What's going on, my brother?
Peace, y'all. It's your boy Jonny Fastlane here. Yo, I love that intro, man.
Yeah.
That was fire.
You know, I gotta hold it down for you, my brother. You know that. We're gonna talk hip hop and everything, but let's for my audience that get to know you for the first time. You know, you've been on my podcast before, Destructive Criticism, with Millie Ice. Shout out my brother Millie Ice. I love you, brother. But now that we new eyes are here, you know what I'm saying? Let's let them get to know you again. So tell me about Jonny Fastlane. Shit. Tell the people what you do.
Yeah, man. So I'm a hip hop journalist, a hip hop historian, a media personality. What I do, what you will see, like readily available, is like daily news every single day, somewhere on Instagram or Twitter or YouTube, me just talking about what's going on currently, current events, right? So if something happens like a few hours ago, I'm reporting on it now. You'll hear all the details about it now, Right. But other than that, man, I interview artists. I've interviewed, Remy Ma, Connie Diamond, Ross Swish, Capella Gray. Also have a radio show every Thursday at Newtown Radio at 1 p.m., 1 to 3 o'clock. So y'all can tune into that as well, where I kind of get a little bit deeper. I'm talking to rappers, also like industry professionals about just like deeper questions. Like, hey, man, do you have to have some type of gimmick to be successful in hip hop these days? Like we really get into things like that as well.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Yo, you doing a lot right now, bro. I like that.
For real.
I like that. Well, I want to get into all that. I'm glad you told the people what to do, what you do, and what you've been doing these days. But let's bring it back. Let's bring it back. Tell me about Lil Fastlane, cause we in New York now, but you were born and raised in Texas, right?
Nah.
Oh, you were born with you spent time in Texas.
I was in the Air Force, so I spent time in Texas.
Okay, all right. I always get that mixed up. So you was in the Air Force in Texas,
right?
But
I'm born and raised in Brooklyn.
Yeah. Okay, Brooklyn.
I'm from Flatbush,
Take me to Flatbush. Take me before we get to Texas, because I love that part of your story. That's probably why I mixed it up, because that's my favorite part of your story, the Air Force shit. I love that. But take us back to Brooklyn.
So yeah, man, I grew up in Flatbush, man, on Marlboro Road. My mom had a house there. She's still there, actually, and I just grew up. I fell in love with hip hop. That's around the time where, I remember Biggie coming out hard, Junior Mafia, Pac a little bit around that time too.
Okay.
But really, I was just gravitating towards like Biggie, Junior Mafia, Lil C's, and all of that.
Okay.
I think that's like when I first fell in love with hip hop.
Okay.
And like anybody, I wanted to be a rapper too.
right.
But I didn't really have nothing to rap about. It's not like I was selling crack on the corner, nothing like that. So
Which was most of the music around that time.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
It was like, I'm trying to get these rocks off.
Right.
It's like, me, I'm not. You know what I'm saying? Right. I'm on a B8 going to junior high, and shit like that. So anyway, went to high school, science skills. So yeah, when I was a senior in high school, man, September 11th happened, and like from the building, like from the third floor window, we could see like everything, like people jumping out the windows, jumping down the plane. We didn't see the first plane hit, but we saw the second plane hit, and that building actually fell first.
So from your school in Brooklyn,
right?
You was
we were
able
right
to
by the Manhattan Bridge.
Okay,
yeah,
and you were able to see the actual
everything.
Wow,
everything on September 11th, right?
Right.
So that shit was crazy.
Right. Yeah, no, absolutely.
I walked home and then I was like, yo, this is wild. It's about to be World War III, whatever.
Right, yeah.
And then like during that year, I decided like, fuck it, I'm gonna join the military. You know what I'm saying? Like,
right.
So I took a little test and I scored high enough to be like go to the Air Force.
Okay.
So that's what I did, man. So 18 years old, like straight out of high school.
Wow.
I'm like Off to Texas, yeah.
Yeah, okay, well, now that's where Texas comes into play. Okay.
San Antonio, that was basic training. I was there. That was right in town. 50 Cent was coming out with Get Rich or Die Trying.
Okay. So let me. I don't mean to cut you off, bro. But
Yeah.
that's. What do you think the World Trade Center incident? Did it have a direct correlation to you joining the military? Like, did that inspire you in some way?
I don't.
Do you feel
So really, I really went into the Air Force because, you know, the GI Bill, they pay for college and everything like that.
Okay.
And honestly, I wasn't like one of those people like, let me defend my country.
Right.
Let me
That's what I'm
enlist.
trying.
You know
Right.
what I'm
Okay.
saying? I wasn't really feeling like that, but
Right.
also I'm like, well, since I'm here, I'm gonna defend my country. You know what I'm saying? Because
Right.
what
Kill
I
two
saw
birds with
was
one stone.
crazy.
Clearly. Right. Yeah. Right.
You know, I might as well.
I got you.
But yeah. It was a wild situation, man.
So you didn't have no aspirations of being like hip hop journalist at that time. You would just
No, I wanted to be a rapper at that time.
you just wanted to be a rapper at the
Yeah,
okay.
I was
You was
writing
rapping.
rhymes. I was,
Gotcha.
you know, freestyling in the lunchroom. I was battling people. We was playing spades and we was rapping. you
Right.
know. I just wanted to be like in hip hop somehow, you know.
Okay.
And a lot of kids, when you see like rappers, you don't know about like the managers and like the A&Rs and the
Right.
journalists at that time.
Right.
Social media has opened up a whole window for a lot of those things and also for people to see those things. But before that, if you wanted to be in hip hop, it was more like, I just want to be a rapper,
Right.
you know, like
Right.
that's the easiest way you think you're going to get in.
Right.
So that's what I wanted to do, man. I was like writing rhymes and rapping and freestyling and doing stuff like ever since then. And then I did have like a short stint where I was like with G Unit South. Because I was in Texas. And yeah, I was rapping. You know, I was on a bunch of G Unit mixtapes. I had a song with like Waka Flocka, another song with like Compton Menace, who's like, I think the Game's cousin or something like that. I had a rap battle with this dude named Mr. Marcus. So, you know, we really did it for a little while.
So you was 100% in it. You was in it to win it.
I was in it. You know
Okay.
what I'm saying?
All right. Okay. So when you were in the Air Force, were you simultaneously doing the whole G Unit South thing too? You was like able to find time. Okay, wow.
Absolutely, yeah. So it was like my 9 to 5 was the Air Force, and then like
Your 5 to 9 was rap.
rapping. You know what I'm
Okay,
saying?
all
I'm in
right.
the club. I'm doing shows. I'm pulling up in limos to this spot called Shooters. You know what I'm saying? It was real easy to rise to the top in like underground hip hop in Texas and the Southwest, New Mexico area, also Mexico itself, like Juarez, Mexico.
Yeah.
Because it was like nobody that was like me. They were rappers, but they were like Mexican rappers, which was cool and everything.
Right.
But I was from Brooklyn. I was screaming Flatbush, and it was
Right.
like, why is he here? Talk about Flatbush.
Right.
And it really worked, you know, for me.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. You ever think about what would have happened if you stayed that course? Like
I don't know, man. Like, so I was there for 6 years, right?
in the Air Force.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, came back to New York. And then I dropped 2 mixtapes. I dropped Follow Me and another mixtape called Here's Johnny, right?
I like that.
But
I like that.
after that, I was just kind of like, yo, New York is mad expensive. I need to get me like a regular job for real.
Right.
And I just kind of like shifted my aspirations, but I always like wanted to be in hip hop somehow, some way, you know?
Right.
Ever since a kid, I know a lot about hip hop. It was to the point where it was like, if me and you were talking, I'm like, yo, did you hear about Bop 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 or whatever? I could talk your ear off for hours about something that's going on in hip hop.
Right.
And so I figured like in 2018, let me just like, you know, I had a little bit of money and I was like, let me just talk to the internet. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Like, let me that was when Akademiks was blowing up crazy. Jordan Tower, Relatable Oddball, Mr. Teleferro.
Like all the media personalities and
Right.
everything was like that.
Right.
Did your parents have any kind of influence into your love of hip hop? Like were they big hip hop fans
Yeah.
as well?
So thank you for asking that. Yeah, because
Yeah.
growing up, my mom actually had a record label. It was called Lips or Lip Print or a Footprint or something like that. Or I think it was Lip Print or something.
All right.
And she had a few artists. She had an R&B group called Top Priority, which was like 4 dudes that was singing, harmonizing. She had a girl group called PG-13. It was like 5 girls who could like rap and sing. Think of TLC, but with 2 more girls.
Okay.
And they were all like around 13, 14, so they were called PG-13. And I
Makes
remember
sense.
being a kid, man, like in the studio while they were recording. And so if they're 13, I'm like 9, you know,
Right.
just watching them record in the studio, falling asleep on the couch or whatever. So I was always around hip hop. My pops, my mom and my pops, they weren't together, but my pops, he was in my life too, and he was a DJ. So he was DJing like.
So you was getting
parties.
it from every. You was just
Yeah.
all in it. Okay.
When I would hang out with him, he's trying to teach me how to like DJ on the 1s and 2s.
Yeah.
I could not figure DJing out though. For
Yeah.
sure. I could not do it. You
Yeah,
know what I'm
right,
saying?
right.
But he would try to teach me. But it was
Especially because
just
everybody
like,
think they're a DJ nowadays, but it's an actual skill.
you got to scratch.
being
you
able to.
Yeah, I could set up a playlist and let it play.
Right.
And blend the shit in. But like,
Right.
can you really scratch? Can you be like premier with it? Like,
Right.
my pops he's ill. He's ill. You know what I'm saying? So he was trying to teach me like that. And it was like, I couldn't do that.
Right,
You know?
right.
A lot of people can't do that.
No,
Honestly.
no.
You
That,
know?
a lot of DJs these days are like you said. They create a playlist and they blend it in and out.
Right.
They not over there scratching on some premiere shit.
Exactly.
And they not doing that at all. You know what I'm
Exactly.
saying? We ain't gonna say no names. We ain't gonna blow you up. But you're not doing that, and we know it. Before we get into you know, like covering hip hop, right? The whole Air Force thing. Give us like a cool story. Give us a cool Air Force story before we leave the Air Force behind. What was life like at the Air Force?
I mean, life was cool. I mean, it was regular to me. It was sort of like a college situation. You know, after basic training, I went to tech school. You know,
Okay.
tech school was fun. I'm hanging out. I'm looking for all the black people that's there, you know what I'm saying, so we can relate to each other.
Yeah.
I didn't know there was Crips in Oklahoma until I met my man Shayon, who said, yo, we from Oklahoma. And they wear New York Knicks stuff because it's like the purple and the orange. The purple,
the blue and
and the orange.
Yeah.
I said, yo, okay, Crips in Oklahoma, cool. All right, we chilling. You know what I'm saying? Like, whatever.
Right.
Yeah, the Air Force was dope. I had a homeboy named Black Boy J, we called him, because we also had another homeboy called White Boy J. So, you know, Black Boy J, he was from Pensacola, Florida. Had a homie named Trill. He was from Alabama. He used to pimp hoes. R.I.P. to Trill. He used to pimp hoes, and we was in the Air Force.
So you was meeting all these kind of characters in the Air Force for the 6 years you was out. This
I mean,
is
I'm
insane.
rapping. He's
Okay.
pimping. Like, it was crazy.
And in the
man.
background of all this going on is the Iraq War, goddamn, right?
Yeah.
Going on, right?
Yep,
in the
we
background.
dropping bombs over Baghdad. I went to South Korea for like 6 months because Kim Jong-un was wilding, so we had to pull up on him. Like, yo, it was dope though. I turned 21 in Korea. You feel me? I was drunk. Like, the Air Force was fun, yo. It was like college,
I was
honestly.
like, okay,
Yeah.
wow. That's, but now y'all know why in the beginning I said that's my favorite part of his life, right? Because I get a kick out of that shit every time, bro. Do you still get any benefits like to this day from being in the Air Force?
I get medical benefits, you know, health insurance, so I
Okay.
can like go to like any base pretty much anywhere on the planet. And
Because you're a legit veteran now,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
and
I'm
it's
a
like,
veteran, so
look
if
at
I'm
you,
having
you're young as
issues-
hell, but you're a veteran.
Yeah.
Right.
I could go there, show them my little veteran card. They'd be like, okay, come in. They're not charging you or nothing like that. I'm also the GI Bill. I could still use that if I wanted to like go back to school or like give it to my kid or something if they want to go to school too. So there's definitely benefits for sure. But they don't like pay you, you know.
Right.
They ain't
right.
paying me.
Right. Now, before we leave that, do you think for kids these days who don't know what they want to do after high school, would you recommend Air Force or service like as a?
I don't know. The way that things are now in the government, you got to be careful.
Yeah.
For me, I would say I probably got lucky. Also, like, I'm really hard-headed, so I was able to just like always keep a sense of self, you know, and know that, yo, I'm from Brooklyn. I ain't finna be doing all this and that and wild out. Like,
Right.
I'm me at the end of the day, yo.
Right,
I will
yeah.
go home on your ass. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know, man. I guess it would be all dependent on what they really wanted to do. But I wouldn't just say like you should join the military if you don't have nothing to do.
Right.
Figure it out first, I would say.
Do your research and do your homework on it and
Yeah.
everything. Okay. All right. Let's fast forward. So you said, what was it, 2018 when you
Yeah.
started seeing the Akademiks and the Say Cheeses of the world do their hip hop journalist thing, and you said, let me dip my toe in the water and go out there and start speaking to YouTube about something I love, hip hop, right? Take us back to that part, and you know, because you did it by yourself, like you bought your own equipment and everything, right?
Yeah,
Like,
word. So like I'm watching like, you know, some of these guys, and they're cool, you know what I'm saying? I fucks with everybody, really. Like, I ain't trying to hate on nobody, but sometimes I'm like, yo, this information is, like, kind of wrong, you know? Like, I was there. You know, I lived through this. I seen the whole shit develop. Like, I was there. And I just figured, like, I could probably do this a little bit better, like, from the perspective, like, okay, I don't know where Say Cheese is from. Akademiks is from Jersey by way of Jamaica, you know?
Right.
There's also other people that are from other places, but I'm from Brooklyn, you know what I'm saying? I'm from Flatbush, plus I rapped, and I know this hip-hop shit for real, you know? So I'm like, yo, let me do this. Like, I got all the info. I know some people. Let me do it, man. And very, very, very shortly after I like started, probably the same day that I dropped like my first video, people were like giving me feedback. Yo, I like these. Do another one. Do some more. You know, maybe about 4 weeks after I dropped my first video, Lord Jamar hit me up.
I was about to get into that next. Okay, all right, yeah.
And he's like, "Hey, man, what kind of equipment are you using? You know what I'm saying? You got a camera? Like you got." Got some lights or something? Like, I'm doing a podcast. I'm in Brooklyn right here on Nostrand Avenue. You should come through.
Yeah.
That's where I met you.
Yeah, this is yes, absolutely. Shout out Lord Jamar. You know what I mean, podcast. He was moving from doing his stuff in his own space to a larger spot. And it was a Nostrand Ave, right?
Yep, Nostrand Ave.
Nostrand
Black
Ave.
Lady Theater.
Yes, the Black Lady Theater. Shout out to the Black Lady Theater. I know they're going through a fight with everything they got going on out there, but shout out to them. So yeah, you know, I reached out to Lord Jamar because he put out a post like, you know, I'm looking for people to help me with my show, like, you know, interns, whatever the case may be. So I sent him my resume. I was shocked he got back to me because celebrities do not write back on Instagram.
It's like, is this you?
Right. I thought I was being like, you know what I'm saying? Like fooled, scammed or something. I'm like, yo, he's really writing me back. And I was a fan of the podcast. I was watching it. This is why, you know, I knew what was going on. So like you said, that's how we met. So we met that day, and I guess we could talk about that. So how was that? How was, for the people who wasn't there, we was there, but you know, how was that experience for you working on the podcast?
I think it was pretty cool. I learned a lot. I learned about like camera angles. I learned about lighting. I learned about just like really being in the industry in a different like capacity as far as like journalism goes. I learned how to interview people. I sat and watched Lord Jamar kind of like improv and freestyle a lot of like his questions. I saw like how he put a show together. I learned how to set up a set and all of that stuff. Yeah, it was a lot that I learned actually during that time about sound even.
Oh, big time.
Because we had some issues with the sound.
Oh,
for a little while.
Did we? Yeah, no, big. Yeah, the sound is one thing that I took away from that podcast, and I feel like a lot of people should notice he didn't have to teach us anything.
Right.
He could have found somebody who was like a 20-year expert in this shit and just said, yeah, go ahead. I need to, you know what I'm saying? But he took the time out to teach us certain aspects with sound and video. Like you said, how to set up a set, how you put a show together. And, you know, Rod Digger being there and Godfrey being there. So it was like super cool to see all three of them and their chemistry on set. So, yeah, I took a lot from that too, bro.
Not only that, but they gave us game too about like how to deal with people in the industry, what you're going to do next, you know, stories that they would share with us. That's like, oh, okay, that happened, you know, when he said, yo, I was in the studio with Young Thug, you know what I'm saying? And it was like, okay, tell me about that. Tell me about your experience with Young Thug or DMX or, you know, Busta Rhymes and Stove God Cooks. You know what I'm saying? Like, we knew about Stove God Cooks before the whole Griselda thing. Before the whole Griselda thing.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Like, that shit is priceless.
Yeah,
you know?
It's funny. I was telling Charlie, I put Stove God, put Charlie on the Stove God, right? So I'm like, yo, Charlie, I'm telling you, I met this dude before I even knew about Griselda and all that.
His name was Aaron Cooks.
Yes, bro. Yes. You know? But yeah. Shout out Lord Jamar, man. That was a dope time. So, you know, we did that for a while, and then we, you know, life happens, and, you know, we started doing different things. So after that experience with Lord Jamar, then where did the hip hop journalism take you?
So I think like after the whole situation with Lord Jamar, I started working with SOHH.com, sourceofhiphop.com.
Okay.
I worked with them probably for about maybe like 2 years or something like that. I was also working with Fatman Scoop, you know, every day. This was like
you were
during the pandemic when he had like a daily show on Instagram Live, and I was like the news correspondent of that show. So the same thing that I do, you know, every day, even now, I was doing for Fatman Scoop as well. But like, all right, boom, boom, boom. Here are the 3 stories. You know, the show starts at 6 p.m. I'm going on at like, let's say 6:15 or something like that.
Okay.
I'm breaking it down. Blueface and Krishan did something crazy. This one got arrested and this one got shot. And then, you know, I'm out. You know, Sensible Ignorance was the name of the show.
Okay.
And Fatman Scoop, he does it every once in a while still. And now I'll still jump on, you know what I'm saying? And people be like, yo, what up, Fastlane? And everything. But yeah, started working with Fatman Scoop. He actually came to my crib. Fatman Scoop is a real one. He came all the way to my crib in Crown Heights, you know?
Wow. Shout out Fatman Scoop.
Yeah, all by himself, no security, no nothing. You know? He was like, yo, let me pull up on you.
Yo,
So
the OGs, they moving around. Because I was surprised Lord Jamar used to pull up, no security, dolo in Brooklyn.
Like, yo, you sitting on Nostrand Avenue
yes,
in your Range Rover.
In your range, just parked right there, like no security. You know what I'm saying? The OGs, they move around New York.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And rightfully so. You know what I'm saying? They laid the foundation for it. Every rapper should be able to, but you know, it's a lot of jealousy and hate. But so if you said that you noticed the hip hop journalism world taking off on YouTube with, you know, the names that we mentioned earlier. But was there anybody that you kind of modeled your style after? Any influences?
I feel like I took a little bit from a few people, you know?
Okay.
Definitely modeled my style after like Jordan Tower. At first, you know, I wouldn't just do like, okay, here's one video with one subject, right? A couple minute video, whatever. Before I would do like a 19-minute video with like 3 or 4 things in it, right?
Okay.
So, excuse me, Jordan Tower was one of the people who used to do that. I mean, he still does it now. Even if it's not in hip hop journalism, there's this channel called Good Mythical Morning. With these 2 white boys, they kind of sit like at a table just like this. And I got some pointers and like even certain like phrases and sayings from them too, you know? Like, peace, y'all. It's your boy Jonny Fastlane. Obviously, they didn't say that, but you know, let's talk hip hop. You know, they didn't say that either. But like, just knowing that you have to have some type of catchphrase or like some type of thing to make the people say, okay, I know that this is you. When I hear that Jonny Fastlane, that means it's about to be some shit. You know?
Right. That was gonna be my next question. How did you come up with that? Peace, y'all. Jonny Fastlane here, like, cause that's like your iconic start to all your videos.
Even watching Lord Jamar when he had a bunch of interviews with DJ Vlad, and in the beginning of the interview, we go, peace, y'all. You know what I'm saying? So that's where I got that shit from. You know, peace, y'all. Jonny Fastlane here. You know, and just moving like that.
Yeah. Nah, I think people gravitate towards you, bro, because you have your own. Like you said, it's like your own brand. It's like you've trademarked yourself. The beard.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Big ass red beard. You know?
Yeah, like, you know what I'm saying? You can't miss that. How long you been growing the beard now?
Shit, probably since 2017.
2017.
Yeah.
Did you have any idea your beard was gonna be like this, bro? Like,
not at all. It was just like I was just sick of like going to the barbershop. You know what I'm saying? I got a baldy, so I'm like, listen, I'm going to the barbershop just to shape up my beard.
Right.
Fuck it, let me just let it grow. And this is what happened, you know? Like,
yo, bro. I know you get so many compliments. I know people stop you all the time, like, yo, bro, you gotta tell me about your beard.
I'll be walking up the street. They'd be like, yo, one time somebody walked up to me and was like, he had to say something to me. He's like, I thought I was the one in Crown Heights with the biggest beard. And I'm like, hey, yo, hey, I'm here with it, you know?
Oh, man. Like I mentioned earlier, man, I know on Instagram alone, you're up to like 20K followers.
Yeah.
But you've been pounding the pavement, man, because I remember you literally started from ground zero, like you started from scratch.
Yeah.
How does it feel to, like, you got 20K there? I know you got your YouTube viewers. I don't know if you're on TikTok or any other platforms, but how does it feel to know you have like 20,000 eyes just on you at this point?
It feels kind of surreal, you know, like in my head, I'm just still dropping videos, you know, every day and not even looking at the following. And it's funny because literally yesterday, right, I'm on, I think like Bedford Avenue or something like that in Bed-Stuy, and somebody's like, yo, you the guy that be doing videos. I watch you every day. He was like, yo, I want to take a picture with you. He was taking pictures with me and shit. And I'm like, wow, like, how many people do I walk past, especially like in Brooklyn, who notice me and they don't even say anything. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's pretty wild. It's kind of surreal. I think it's dope that people can like really trust my point of view and my opinion and come to me for the hip hop news or what's going on, or that I keep them up to date. I noticed that a lot of my fan base are people who may not have the time to like see exactly what's going on every single day with like Diddy or Young Thug or whatever, but they'll tune into my video. I could give them like a quick, here's what's going on, bada bing, bada boom. And they feel like they know something. And also it's not like sensational. You know, it's not a bunch of bullshit. It's not like, yo, I'm just gossiping, you know, whatever like that. It's like, yo, I'm telling you what's really going on if you care to know.
Right,
you know what I'm
right. Yeah, you give the facts. Like, you're not just beating around the bush. Like,
right.
That's why I like your videos, because in 60 seconds, you're giving me everything I need to know.
Right.
You know? And we even had somebody in the studio when you walked in, like, this guy looks kind of familiar.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
So, and this is not Brooklyn right now. I don't want to tell you where we at, but we're not in Brooklyn right now. You know?
Yeah.
So that just goes to say a lot, bro. Like, I salute your grind. I
appreciate
I admire that, bro. Cause you, I seen you, you know, literally we used to talk, like, you was like, yo, I'm gonna get a camera and I'm gonna set it up, and I'm, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, you was telling me about how it was going down.
Yeah, I remember being like, I want to be on the red carpet. I want to interview people and bop, 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 you know? And now I've done that. You know, I've interviewed Remy Ma on the red carpet. I've interviewed Connie Diamond on the red carpet, and also just sit down, you know?
Yeah.
And things like that are just goals, you know? I mean, like, so I feel pretty accomplished, and I'm proud of myself, you know?
Yeah.
I can say that.
No, as you should be.
Yeah.
As you should be, my brother. What's next? Like, do you have another goal in mind that you, another level that you're aspiring to get to with this?
Slowly but surely, I'm building my platform up to be like a hip hop TMZ kind of situation.
Okay.
You know, I do have like a couple of other people who like I'm already in conversation with, who they do journalism as well. They're new. They're trying to get their foot in. Shout out to Tanny Talks. She's from the Bronx.
Okay.
And she's pretty dope, man. Angie Martinez is fucking with her real heavy. And she kind of started very similar to me, set up in her living room. And like maybe 2 days later, Angie Martinez hit her up, yo, love your videos type of thing, you know? So I interviewed her, she interviewed me. So she's definitely going to be a person I'm going to move forward with, like, yo, come under my wing.
Dope.
There's a few other people too, but like, yeah, man, like I just want to build like a whole team.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Who's the coolest person you got a message from so far, celeb-wise?
The coolest person.
Somebody that you was like, yo, this person actually was watching my shit. Like,
I feel like Fatman Scoop, yo.
Fatman Scoop.
Yeah. I did a story about DMX, and then he saw it, and then he was like, yo, Fastlane, send me a voice note, you know? And I'm like, Fatman Scoop, Brooklyn Clan is on my thing right now? Like, Brooklyn Clan, you know? Let me not act like a crazy person. I'm like, yo, what up, Scoop? What you need me to do? You know? I thought that was pretty dope.
No, that is dope. That is dope.
Especially growing up listening to him on Hot 97, you know, Red Alert, Funk Flex, K Slay, yo, R.I.P. to K Slay.
Rest in peace, K Slay.
Fatman Scoop, man, these guys are legends.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know, so for them to recognize what I'm doing, it also makes you feel legitimate too. It's like, yeah, I am doing something.
Right.
You know?
Like you got that stamp, stamp that you doing, you know what I'm saying? And you keeping it authentic. You know, because I feel like right now in 2024, there's so many different versions of hip hop. Sometimes I don't even recognize what the fuck they calling hip hop these days. You know what I'm saying? It's not the hip hop I grew up on or the people I'm around grew up on. It's like it just evolves into something different. Not saying that's a bad thing, but it doesn't look familiar to me. You know what I'm saying?
And that's why I'm here. I'm here to like say, okay, look, I get it. A lot of things are crazy. People are singing. We got auto-tune going on.
Right.
But here's what's really going on. Here's who we need to look out for. And here are the people that are going to be next up type thing even, you know? So,
okay. Well, shit, since we here now that we done the background, let's actually talk what's going on in the hip-hop world.
Let's talk about it.
Let's do it. Who should we be looking out for right now?
Right now,
Or at
man.
least who you listening to right now that you feel like other people should be?
Right now, I'm kind of getting into, so every year, you know, in June, XXL, they drop the freshman list, right?
Yes,
And
yep.
so I'm really getting into, like, around this time of the year, like during the summer, I really like study and like scrutinize these freshmen to see like who I like, who I don't like, what's up with them, what their style is. That Mexican OT, he's pretty good. He could rap, you know what I'm saying? Like, I think that he's pretty fire. He's from Texas.
Yeah, I be seeing him with his you know, his
Yeah,
Texas
cowboy hat.
his gallon hat. Yeah, okay.
Scarlett. I love Scarlett, yo. Like,
Shout out Scarlett.
she
She's
reminds me of
doing it up for
DMX.
New York.
Yeah.
Okay.
Scarlett is fire,
Charlie,
man.
Charlie, what's wrong? Why you making that face, man?
I want to see her go far. Yeah,
Okay.
I mean,
All right.
I want to see her go far. I feel like, yeah, she needs a push, but I think that she is doing it. I think that, you know, she doesn't have to like see. And so that's the question, man. Do you have to have some type of gimmick on social media nowadays for people to respect you, for you to be successful? Like, what does a push for Scarlett mean?
Yeah.
Why can't she just be like authentic and be herself, you know?
Right.
Ice Spice, even. I love Ice Spice for the people that's like in the clubs, you know what I'm saying? Like, Ice Spice is not a rapper. She would never rap battle you or nothing like that. But she's a cute girl from the Bronx who's like shaking her ass a little bit and doing a little bit of rapping.
She's doing her own thing. Like,
Why
she's
not?
just having a good time with
Why
it.
not? Yes,
What about
exactly.
Sexy Red?
Sexy Red, okay.
We got Charlie over here.
He's like, oh, hell
He
nah.
going through it over here.
I feel like Sexy Red is cool. You know what I'm saying? I like her. Sexy Red is a really good song maker. Like, she can make really great songs. You know?
All right, yeah. No, she makes anthems. People,
yeah.
like, they sing Sexy Red, you know, shit like.
She had the club, like, on 10 last summer. What was it? Like, I forget the name of the mixtape, but she had the club going crazy all summer with like 5 different singles, you know? So, yeah, man, I think that the females are definitely dominating. Right.
Are you looking forward to Cardi B's second album? Because I think she's gearing up to
she's
finally
to
put some
August.
music out. Yeah.
This is crazy, right? Like, this will be her second album. You know what I'm saying?
When did Invasion of Privacy? That was like before the
2018.
pandemic, right?
Yeah, 6 years ago.
Have you seen something like that? An artist takes 6 years to drop their second project?
Not the second, but Kendrick also took 6 years off.
He did.
Yeah.
Between Good Kid, Mad City, and To Pimp a Butterfly, that was 6 years?
No, I think it was like after Damn, he took 6 years off.
But he was already Kendrick by Damn.
Yeah.
Like, this is like this is like between, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, I'm trying to think of 2 albums, like Thank Me Later and Take Care. Like, that wasn't
That would have been crazy.
right? You
Yeah.
know, that's do you think she'll have the I mean, her fan base is crazy
Right.
to start, but do you think she'll put up the numbers still, even though it's been a 6-year gap?
I don't know, because people love Cardi B. They love her personality, right? They love her even more for, you know, talking on Instagram Live than her music even, you know?
Yeah.
And I think that her fans are loyal, so they'll listen to it, but will the music be accepted as it was before? I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Like, the sound of hip hop has also moved on and changed.
That's
so
true. Yeah.
I don't know if she'll be able to catch that ear of the people.
Right.
But I think that she has loyal fans. She'll do numbers for sure, but will it last? Like, will it stick around?
Right.
I don't know. I guess we'll see.
Yeah, we'll see. Glorilla? How you feel about her?
I like Glorilla. You know what I'm saying? She got a few joints too. She got a few anthems as well.
Yeah. She got that at 95 degrees.
Yeah.
Right? That's her
Which
joint
went
right
crazy.
now.
That went crazy viral.
Mhm.
So yeah, I fucks with Glorilla. Out of all of them, I'll say she might not be my favorite, but I get it, I see it, and I love it. You know what I'm saying?
Did you see the new video with Busta Rhymes at Essence Fest? And he's like cursing the crowd out because the crowd isn't hype enough.
No, I didn't see that.
You haven't seen that?
No.
If I have the clip, I'll put it in post. But he's not happy with the feedback he's getting at Essence Fest, right?
But why though? Like, they weren't hyped. They weren't like into it.
Yeah, they weren't hyped at all. It was pretty dead. And when they kind of panned around, it looked kind of empty. Not gonna hold you. It looked kind of empty. But, you know, basically he's saying, look, man, like, where the fuck is the energy at? Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm not about to get up here and do my thing and y'all sleep. You know what I'm saying? Have you seen the Method Man won at Summer Jam.
Yeah.
Was it Summer Jam, I
With
believe?
Red and Meth, they was at Summer Jam.
Yeah,
And it was the same thing.
And it was like the same thing.
For them, there was people in the crowd, but
Okay.
the people just weren't like gravitating towards the music. It just wasn't like it wasn't clicking for them.
And that's why I said earlier, it's like hip hop has evolved so much that it's unrecognizable sometimes to like how do you feel about that? Like what's your view on that? Like is the OGs, it's just time for them to kind of
I don't think that the OGs should go away for sure. No. I think that there is a generational gap in hip hop.
Yeah.
And I think that gap is getting shorter, it's getting smaller. But at the same time, just the sonic, like the sound of hip hop, like, okay, put on a Redman song and then put on a Lil Baby song right after. And it even sounds like it might be two different genres, right? Because hip hop is so big and so expansive that we can listen to Logic, we could listen to Redman, we could listen to Lil Baby, we could listen to Four Bats, who's on a XXL freshman list, and all these guys are rappers, but all these guys sound a little different than each other, right? And I think that it's just what you're into. I think for Red and Meth, I think that the promoters of Summer Jam, they probably put them on the wrong stage. There should be like a legacy stage, right? Let's put other artists there too. Let's put Fat Joe on that. Let's put Ja Rule on the legacy stage as well, along with Red and Meth. And then you will have the crowd hype because, yes, this is Red and Meth, you know?
Right.
Whereas a 19-year-old might not have even heard a song from maybe Method Man, but especially not Redman. The reason why I say Method Man is because, you know, he's on Power.
Yeah, he's more visible at this in 2024. Yeah,
but they would know him as an actor though, not as like a rapper. You know,
right.
So I think that every other genre has classic rock and, you know, even R&B. There's people. I think Ronald Isley dropped a new joint this year. You know what I'm saying? So I think that hip hop rappers should still be able to come out. I mean, look at Nas. The thing, Nas didn't even win his first Grammy until he dropped King's Disease during the pandemic, which is insane. Like, they should be ashamed of themselves. But because of that, yeah, keep going. Just, like, know your audience is what I say.
Right.
And it's not the rapper's fault. I think it's really the promoters. Because Red and Meth, come on now.
Right.
Busta Rhymes.
Right.
But the Essence Fest, like, their crowd is a little bit older. So I don't know what was going on there.
Right, which is very surprising because their crowd is older, and you would think that they would gravitate towards
they would want to see Busta Rhymes and not like some young rapper.
Right.
So I don't know what happened with that one.
I don't know if you've been to many festivals, but what people were saying is that sometimes during these festivals, they have like certain time slots where rappers get on stage, and they were saying maybe it was like in between the time slot where people were moving around to go from one place to the other, which is why everybody wasn't quite there yet. But like I said, I want you to see the Busta Rhymes because he was upset. Like he was very pissed off too, you know? About it.
You don't do that to Busta Rhymes. Like wait till everybody's in position and then send him out there.
Right.
You know, like
he's
just there to do a show.
Yeah.
And y'all are bugging. Like and so that also shows you like the people that are even setting up these shows right now, they're young, they don't even see the significance or the value in a Busta Rhymes. They don't respect it. Yeah. You know, which is that's sad.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, absolutely. I hate to say this.
What?
But do you think it's just time to accept it's a new era, just a new day, man? Like you said, there's a place for the OGs, but it's just because it looks so bad because the kids they're ruthless, man. On Twitter, on the internet, they're ruthless. They see a Busta Rhymes or a Method Man get booed, and they are ruthless in these comments.
They take it and run with it.
Yeah, you know, and I think these OGs, they got pride. They still got pride, and that's why they lash out on stage in the middle of the concert because how the fuck, you know who I am? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I just feel like kind of should they pull a Joe Biden? Should they just bow out gracefully? You know what I'm saying? Maybe put out music to their fan. But when it comes to these festivals, I don't know, man. I don't like seeing it because I appreciate these artists like everybody else does. But it just seems like this just younger generation. They just not, I guess the people who are buying tickets, maybe this just, maybe it just ain't, until they find a way, like you said, to have a legacy act or a legacy concert. Like, it just has to be a better way to do this. That's just my opinion on it. Like, I don't want to see them go away, but there got to be a better way to do this.
I think maybe the people that are buying tickets are probably like a younger crowd.
Yes.
But there's always a place for like our legacy acts to perform, like at the Roots Picnic, you know.
Right. Okay. Yeah. Certain places. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, the day right before Summer Jam at the Roots Picnic, Red MF, they performed there, and the crowd loved it. You know, I think who had a block party? Was it Spike Lee?
Spike Lee had a block party.
In Brooklyn. And Flavor Flav pulled up, and the crowd loved it.
Okay,
you know?
right.
So it's just find your audience. But if you're gonna go to a festival where Tyler the Creator is headlining one day, and you know, I don't know, Rico Nasty is headlining the second day, that might not be your people.
Right.
You know?
Because we've seen videos of her getting like booed and thing. Was it Rico Nasty or somebody was on stage and they got booed because they was doing a concert underneath somebody else. I think it was Rod Wave or something. Like, it was a whole situation.
They booed Rico Nasty because she was on tour with Playboi Carti. And
it's like two different audiences, right?
His fans was like not feeling it,
right? And that's not saying she's a bad artist. It's just that like you just didn't. I think Drake got booed at Tyler Creator's concert. Didn't Drake
he did.
Get booed, and this is Drake we talking about.
I think they wanted like Travis Scott to come out or something. And it wasn't Travis Scott. It was Drake, and the audience was like, "Oh hell no," you know, which is ridiculous.
Drake. Since we're here,
okay,
right?
let's talk about it.
Let's talk about it. Who you got, man? Who do you think won? Who you think won this battle? Drake and Kendrick.
I mean, as you know, man, Kendrick won.
Okay.
It was cool. Here's my thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
Drake put up a really good fight, and I think that against anybody, you know, you saw how he finished Meek Mill, you know, against anybody. Drake would have won, but he just could not win against Kendrick. Kendrick is cunning. Kendrick took a minute to Kendrick took like 3 weeks before he responded, where J. Cole just jumped out there in a few days and responded. And I think that Kendrick was calculating and figuring it out. And I think that Not Like Us specifically, you know, Meet the Grams was ill.
Yeah.
Euphoria was ill.
Yeah.
You know, very lyrical, double, triple, quadruple entendres, right? But when he came out with Not Like Us, it was sort of like that. What was that joint that Drake dropped on Meek Mill back to back?
Yeah.
Where it was like, okay, this is a club anthem.
This is an anthem.
And I'm dissing you. You know?
Right.
And the way Kendrick did it, he really kept it West Coast. The beat was produced by Mustard. You could you just put it on. You don't even know how to crip walk. You just want to crip walk.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It was bad. You know, like Kendrick did that.
Right. How we feel about J. Cole pulling the Joe Biden?
I don't like that. I don't like it at all. Like, people say, okay, man, that wasn't his character. You know, that's why he apologized and pulled out of it. But it's like, well, then don't respond in the first place, you know? And I was also more interested to see like J. Cole versus Kendrick than like Drake versus Kendrick, you know, honestly, because we saw Drake battle. Drake is cool, battle tested, you did your thing, you know what I'm saying, against Meek Mill. Okay, fine, you're gonna go against Kendrick, cool too. You know what I'm saying? It was great, it was entertaining, but I think that J. Cole kind of punked out a little bit. I think that he may not be able to say that he's the big three. I think that may not be able to say like he's a top tier lyricist or anything because he did that. There's a difference between an MC and a rapper, you know?
Yeah.
Future is a rapper.
Right.
Kendrick is an MC. Biz Markie was a rapper while Rakim is an MC. You know what I'm saying? And I think that J. Cole, he wants to be an MC, but MCs don't do that. You know what I'm saying? So J. Cole's a rapper to me now, you know? So
wow.
That's that.
I've never heard it put that way, but that's a very and that was very enlightful. Yeah, I never heard it put that way. That's a great perspective, though. I like that. So can he redeem himself?
No.
Did you listen to Might Delete Later?
No.
You didn't.
Oh, you mean like yes,
the tape.
Absolutely.
I thought it was good.
Yeah, it's great. He's a great rapper.
Right.
He's great.
Right. But even the because he dissed Kendrick on what was it, 6 minutes.
7 minute drill.
7 minute drill.
Mm-hmm.
He sent some shots off. I thought
And
it was a warning shot.
I liked what he said. He was like, your
Yeah.
first shit was classic. Your second one was tragic. Like, that shit was good. I'm
Right.
like, and he had a lot of the same gripes against Kendrick that I was saying. Like, how you going to disappear for 6 years and then come back and act like you the man? Like, no, you got to put in work.
Right.
Drake has been doing this shit consistently for all this time.
Yep.
Honestly, that's how I felt before Not Like Us dropped, you know? But he backed down off of that. He could have actually leaned into that a little bit, because the whole time that Kendrick was sitting around, I don't know what he was doing, buying a condo in Brooklyn or taking care of his kids or whatever. Like, J. Cole was out here. He's doing songs with Moneybagg Yo. He's got Little Durk on a feature. Like, he's doing stuff, you know? So all he had to do was stay the course. But also, maybe he didn't want to get exposed. Maybe he knew that Kendrick was going to get crazy and start writing songs about the whole family and everything. And he said, let me just chill out. You know what I'm saying?
I also think J. Cole got hit back channel because, full disclosure, J. Cole's my favorite rapper. Okay, and I'm trying to hold on to my guy. I don't want to give up yet, but I feel like he got hit back channel, and somebody told him this gonna get ugly.
Schoolboy Q told him. Schoolboy Q told him, like, yo, chill out, apologize, because Kendrick is coming, and when he does, it's gonna be ill.
It's gonna be gonna be okay. That's why, because I don't see any other scenario where because to drop a whole tape, that took time and effort. Like, to do that and just to say, nope, sorry, forget,
right?
You ain't see nothing. He gave us the Men in Black ding, like, and we not just supposed to forget this shit happened. Like, I just feel like somebody must have hit him back channel, like you said, Schoolboy Q.
Yeah.
This has been confirmed? This is like out there. Okay, so Schoolboy Q hit him and said, yo, it's gonna get ugly.
Chill out.
Okay, I can't really see it. I can't really see that happen, because I think J. Cole prides himself on being a MC in that description.
Exactly
what you said. But now it's like I don't blame people for looking at him like just another rapper now.
You're a rapper. You're not battle tested. What you said on 7 Minute Drill was really cool.
Right.
But if you back down from that, then.
Because his biggest battle was who? Diggy Simmons? Like, that's not no notch on your belt.
At all.
Like, you can't brag about that.
At all, Go against a real rapper. Go against a real MC.
Right.
And he never did it. And even if, I don't think he'll do it in the future.
No.
Yeah.
No, you don't think so?
Nah.
Yeah, Johnny, you got to give me some hope, bro. You got to give me a rope, man.
I'm disappointed. I'm disappointed in J. Cole, honestly.
Me too. I ain't gonna hold you out. And I love Cole. You my guy, bro. But you hurt me, man.
Metro Boomin and Future dropped. Okay, they dropped We Don't Like You, and then they dropped We Still Don't Like You, and then J. Cole had a feature on that. How you got a feature on that in the middle of the battle?
Right.
Right.
It's
just like funny business to me.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, this shit ain't looking right. I don't know about J. Cole.
What about Drake? Can Drake redeem himself?
Yeah, Drake could redeem himself, because, like, Drake, okay, fine, you lost a rap battle to Kendrick Lamar, right?
You're supposed to lose to that guy.
And Drake has a lot of stuff that he could say. Fine, yeah, Drake lost, right? But when Drake goes to perform somewhere, anywhere, right, they might want to hear God's Plan or a bunch of songs that Drake has, right? When Kendrick Lamar goes to perform somewhere, they're going to keep asking for Not Like Us. You know what I'm saying?
Right,
like,
yeah.
For Kendrick Lamar, your biggest song ever in your whole career is about that man.
Right.
So, yeah, Kendrick Lamar won, but Drake could definitely redeem himself. I mean, people always have Drake on a feature for the stimulus package, right?
Yeah, the Drake stimulus package.
And so since Kendrick, he got the stimulus years ago, right? So now, instead of having Drake on a song, makes a song about Drake, and it still acts as a stimulus package for him in his career. You know?
Win-win for Drake.
Exactly. Either way, Drake could definitely come back from this, for sure. J. Cole, I don't know.
That's fair. I'm not mad at you for saying that. That's fair. Cole, you gotta hold it down for your boy, man. I'm still out. I'm still trying for you, my guy. But come on, man. Thug. Have you been keeping up with the Thug case?
Yeah.
I've been seeing there's a lot of different judges like on and off his case. Is there any word about when he's supposed to come home?
So it's real interesting, right? They had him locked up for almost 2 years now, right?
Yeah.
They spent a year selecting the jury. Then they started the trial, right? Judge Granville Glanville or whatever his name was the judge presiding over everything. But then he had like some type of secret meeting with the prosecution and Little Woody because they were trying to get Little Woody to testify against Young Thug. Right?
This is the first judge you're talking about now,
exactly.
right? Okay.
Right. And so basically Brian Steele, Young Thug's lawyer was like, hey, why are you guys having secret meetings? You didn't even let us know. You didn't let the defense know. We would have liked to have been there as well during the meeting.
Right.
Judge Glanville was so upset, man. He threatened to throw Brian Steele in jail into contempt of court if he didn't tell who told him about the meeting, right? They did arrest Brian Steele for like maybe an hour. They took him into a holding cell and then brought him back out. They said, are you going to tell us now? Brian Steele, that's Young Thug's lawyer, was like, no, we're not going to tell you, right?
Wow.
So what they did was they put in a motion for Judge Glanville to be recused from the trial, right? And people didn't think it was going to happen, but it happened, man. They got rid of Judge Glanville. Then another judge stepped in, Judge Ingram.
Right.
She was like the judge for like 2 days before she was like, yo, I can't do it. My courtroom assistant or whatever had a relationship with one of the people that's on trial who's in YSL, so I can't do it. So they got another judge, Judge Paige Reese, I think her name is.
And this is the third judge now.
Third judge. And so now they're also going to try, Brian Steele, Young Thug's lawyer, is going to try to put in another motion for a mistrial at this point because you've had like people on the jury getting their picture taken because of cell phones in court. You've had like people dropping out as far as the jurors go. You've had the third judge now. And so I don't know.
It's just a mess.
Yeah.
It's just a mess.
It's a mess. And I think that Young Thug, it's a really good chance that he may come home. If they say it's a mistrial, they could do one or two things. They could keep him in jail and then try him again. Just say, all right, let's go back to square one. Let's get a new jury. Let's do it all again and keep him in jail. Or they could say, fuck it, let him go. Or they could say, we're going to let you out. Here's an ankle monitor. Stay home.
Which they should do.
We're going to retry you, but
right.
you could stay outside in your mansion for now.
Right.
So we'll see. Same thing with YNW Melly. Like he got a mistrial. Okay. And he's just sitting in jail now waiting for his next trial, which is be the same trial to start again. And that happens in 2025,
Man, free Thugger, man. For real. Because that's just the court system's not supposed to work like that.
I know.
that is not how it's supposed to work.
Think about this, man. Like, and this is just like getting deeper into it. But like if Young Thug wasn't a celebrity and a millionaire, he would have been cooked. He would have been convicted already.
They would have got him a long time ago
because Judge Glanville was out for him, And if he had a public defender and not like Brian Steele, a high-paid celebrity lawyer, oh man, they would have said, whatever. I don't care about that, back room meeting that y'all had.
Right.
And Young Thug would have been out of here.
Cooked,
out of here.
Yeah.
That's the system.
Yeah, no,
that's crazy.
Real. That's what we
were talking about earlier with the other situation that if they want you, they just gonna get you.
That's it.
That's it.
Wow, man, shit. All right, before you go, man, we gotta touch on this just because it's just it's going on. We don't know what's gonna happen. Jamar and P Diddy. What do you think? I heard that they're building a Fed case currently. We already know the details with Cassie, the freak offs, the drugs, the rating is like you name it. He's been through the ringer. What do you see happening with Diddy within the next 6 to 12 months? What have you been hearing?
It's funny, man, because like in the industry, a lot of people have been saying a lot of the stuff about Diddy for years, like 20 years. Diddy likes to have control. Like he'll like rape you, sexually assault you, like men and women. You know what I'm saying? Like just so that he could have power over you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I don't even know if he's into that like that, but it's just so like I could be like, remember that time that I did that to you?
Right. Yeah.
I've been hearing stories for years, way before this. So okay, now the chickens are coming home to roast. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like,
yeah.
Now they got you.
Right.
You start getting sued. First, there's civil suits. Then they raided your crib. They have everything. They have camera evidence. They have footage. They have all of that stuff. Yeah. And they're building a real good case. they are not gonna mess up. Like how, you know, with Young Thug, they was just really hyped to arrest Young Thug, and they're messing up.
Yeah.
But with Diddy, they're taking their time. He's Diddy. He can't go nowhere. People know you. They recognize you wherever you hop on a plane to. So whatever. Enjoy your last couple months of freedom because
right. Yeah, they coming.
we gonna get you.
Yeah, right.
You know? And if he did what he did, then rightfully so, man. Like, I love Diddy's music. You know, I love what he did for hip hop. When he was coming through, him and Mace, they killed it back in 97, 98, you know, the dances and everything. But honestly, yo, if he's a monster like that and a rapist and taking advantage of people and, you know, trafficking women from Detroit to New York and making them smoke crack in the bathroom or whatever it is, and then that video with Cassie and everything, like, that's just one video that we saw. Right. You know, what about every other time that something happened with Cassie or other women, you know? And, yo, honestly, man, if he did that, fuck him. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo.
Absolutely,
shout out to you. Like, do what you got to do, man. I hope that you got enough money for commissary and all of that, but it is what it is.
Do you ever think we'll get to the point where we can separate the artist from the person?
Nah. No. I think that
because it's a shame, like you said, all the work he's done. R.Kelly, man, I be wanting to put on ignition so bad,
and you can't,
and
right?
I can't.
You can't.
I can't. I want to step in the name of love so bad,
you can't.
And I just thought it doesn't feel right. And it's like, are we ever gonna get to the point where we could just separate it, or do you think it'll just always?
I think because of social media, you can't. Before social media, we might have been able to, right? Yeah. But now that we know so much about like these people's lives and everything, it's just not gonna work. I mean, even Kanye has lost a lot of fans because he's wore the White Lives Matter T-shirt or comes out and says like, "I support Trump. He reminds me of my dad," you know, crying and everything, you know.
Right.
I think that you have to be like NLE Chopper. You have to be like NLE Chopper or like Lotto. These people, like their personality and their music, it just coincides with each other, you know? Like they are one person. They are not like this in front of this audience or that in front of another audience. NLE Chopper and Lotto specifically seem like two like stand-up type of people, you know? And I think that because of social media, these artists have to have integrity, you know? And I feel like they could represent like, you know, Drake could sit and be like, "Oh yeah, I love ladies, I love the women, I'm here for women, I stand up for women's rights," and then turn around and be a dickhead to women, you know, behind closed doors or when he leaves the studio. But now, because of social media, you have to stand on that you're saying, even in your music, you know? Right. If you say George Bush doesn't like black people, what makes you think Trump does? You know what I'm saying?
Right,
like,
right. Yeah.
You're bugging.
Right.
You know?
Right, absolutely.
And so now we can't separate it.
Oh, yeah. My brother, I appreciate your wisdom, man.
Thank you for having me.
Yo, you know this is home for you, bro. So whenever you want to come back,
just come talk my shit.
Yeah. Yo, you know that, bro. This platform is your platform now. I want to give you your flowers, bro. Thank you for just being a good friend, yo. Like, you know what I'm saying? You've always supported me with all my endeavors.
Yeah, word.
And I intend to keep supporting you with all yours, my brother.
Yo, I appreciate you, man. I see what you're doing. Like I told you outside, I see your vision and everything. I'm here. You know what I'm saying? Call me up, and I'll be here to support for sure.
That's for sure. All right, y'all. Thanks for watching the second episode of Sit Downs with Sid. Like, comment, subscribe. You know the vibes. Holla at your boy.